Hi, and welcome to a very exciting link for grow. Oops, and I think I started too soon there. So I'm going to start again. If you heard the first bit, you're going to hear it again. Welcome to a very exciting Link for Growth TV show. I'm Carol Dodsley, and today is the very first Durham and North Yorkshire Community TV with myself and your district leader, Gerri Riddiough. So, Gerri, come and say hello.
Hello, hiya.
That was a really quick hello. Gerri, normally we can't shut her up, and today... Okay, so this is Gerri's very, very first community TV, and it is really brilliant that she's here with us, and she's going to tell you all about what's been happening in her area, where she's been over the last week, and where she's going to go next week, and also has some shout-outs for you, where she's going to tell you a little bit about some of the local community things that are happening. So, Gerri, how about starting off with, where have you been this week?
This week we had the breakfast meeting up at Soffelli's at the Cooking Museum in Redcar. That was Thursday morning, 8:30 till 10 o'clock.
Cool. So a cooking museum, did you say?
So Kirkleatham Museum it's called.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, we're going to get used to her accent because I struggle.
I think I would slow down. Slow.
So right, okay. That sounds really interesting. Did you have a look around the museum whilst you were there, or did you just all like meet up? Do they have a coffee house, or how does that work?
There's a cafeteria to the side of it called Soffelli. Actually got two cafes in Redcar, and I believe the cafe is named after the two daughters.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So you've been there. Have you been anywhere else this week?
Not that much out and about this week. There's been a lot of preparing and planning for events next week and future events that are coming. A lot of conversations with people from, I would say, the north or then the country, but it's kind of gone worldwide now.
Awesome. But that's really great, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't sort of think about or know. You district leaders do a lot of work in the background. You do a lot of connecting, a lot of collaborating, a lot of initial going out and meeting people to share the vision about Link for Growth, but also to share the vision for the community and to find people that you can connect your Link for Growth members with, don't you?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I find that some people get the whole proposition and the vision rather than the position, and really want to get involved, but perhaps aren't quite ready yet. But I was a bit like that as well, sort of thinking, I don't know if I can do that, and now I'm going, yeah, I can do that. So there's a lot of those sort of conversations going on, and a lot of work put into to speak to people doing one-to-ones, basically sitting down and going through how things, what they're after as an individual, to be honest, or their business, and then seeing how we can help business, community, schools, charities, whichever. It's quite nice because it just goes, I need to slow down again, in whichever direction that it needs to, if that makes sense. It's not a case of pushing for something to work and go in one direction. It's listening to other people and saying, right, this is what we could do between us.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the awesome things with Link for Growth, and it's really great to sort of tell people, because this is your weekly community TV update, and it's good for people to know, what does Gerri actually do? So it's really nice to know that you've been to an event, but you've also been talking to a lot of people, you've been listening to a lot of people, and you've been connecting with a lot of people. And I believe you've got some people that you want to give a shout out for as well.
There are quite a number of people, to be honest. We've got some new groups in the offing, really, sort of imminent. But be happy for me to go through those first and then speak about them.
You can go for whatever you want. We were going to do the shout outs and then come to what's coming up, but it's your show. You take it wherever you want.
Right. Well, shout outs, I think, yeah, we'll do that. I was thinking about, I was in America the week before that. And so there was one of my events that was still happening over here, and it's actually my mum, Lynn Mitchell, and Naomi Broad, and Sue Esplin, who kind of took over the hosting of that for me. And did a really good job by the sound of it. So just really, really grateful to them for stepping up and doing that. So good of them. Quite a few other members of the team, Gerri, who's from Enter and Paul Kitchener, who has Peak Image Photography in Redcar. They've been collaborating with me to try and to give a bit of feedback and see where we can take things in a slightly new direction. I think for growth. So that's one of the events we've made a slight change to, which we'll come to that later. So there's new groups that are in the offing as well, which we've got. Got a guy called Billy Carroll. He actually volunteers at the Lifeboat Museum, and I'm going to give a shout to. He's currently setting up stairs. Group of theirs he goes and draws, calls them Billy Mats, and I've yet to witness them yet. I don't actually know much about them, but as soon as I do, I'll let people know. But Carly Bamford, who is over in Richmond area, we can set up a group there. She does Juice Plus, and there's a number of events that she's got coming up that she's speaking at that I'll actually promote on the link for actually Durham N Yorks site. We've got Michelle Charlesworth from Bishop Auckland, set up there. And then some that aren't in my area as such. We've got Damien Elson setting up Bradford, and over Jenny, sees Jenny Braithwaite doing Penrith, to mention that was coming too. And Lisa Fenwick and Andy Jones that's setting up in Nottingham. Just literally spoken to them, lots and lots of conversations, and said, yeah, right, we're ready, we're going for it. So there's so much happening, it's quite unreal.
So up north is really starting to explode out there, and you're sort of helping people because you're a current district leader and you're already running successful events. You're able to actually reach out and help people in other communities that are maybe not quite in your area, but they are sort of in that more northern area of the UK, which is really great to see.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something then.
No, I was just I was heartily agreeing there. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. And it's nice to shout out to people. It's nice. People like to be recognised. They like to feel part of something. And that's what this community TV is all about, you know. And obviously, as we move your community TV forward, we're going to get a lot more information in here. You're going to feel a lot more comfortable because this is your very first one, which is really great. But I think one of the things that I would like to give you a shout out today, because for a lot of people coming onto live TV for the very first time, because that is what this is. We are live on air broadcasting out potentially to the world. We're publicly out there, and it can be quite intimidating the first time. Some people sort of clam up, some people don't know what to say and they get stuck and they make a mess, and I did that when I very first started. And the great thing is that people like Gerri come on and take the lead. They're showing you what can happen in your community. Gerri's here to add value and really share the news, and she's just come on to this very first hangout on air as your district leader to share about the community and share community TV. And this is something that you can all get involved in as well. So if you're in Gerri's area and you would like to have an involvement, if you would like to come and join Gerri on one of her community TV shows, if you would like her to give you a shout out, or if you've got news about things that are happening in the local area, just get in touch with Gerri and let's make it happen.
Yes, definitely.
Are you still there, Gerri? Oh, you are. I thought you'd frozen on me for a moment then. Okay, so I know you've got something brand new launching next week. Have you got a new event, is it?
We do, yeah. Linky Drinks Night at the Spa Hotel in Saltburn. That's actually on part of the cliffs, I guess, looking out right out to sea, and it's in the conservatory. That'll be lovely. It's from 6:30 at night. Like I said, looking out onto the sea, so as it actually gets dark, we'll all be in there having drinks and having a chat together, finding out a bit more about people. What's worked really well, that again, I've done a lot of groundwork. Naomi Broad's been out with me in the community, taking flyers around, going in local shops, meeting new people, all people with their own business within the community.
Just keep talking, Gerri. I will be back in 1 second.
Right, I'll keep going. So we've been in a few shops in Saltburn and Guildford and explained to people what we're doing, why we're doing it, and who would like there. Basically, we want anybody to be able to come along and get involved, because it is exactly what we said, which is community, and then see what we can change, rather than just sitting back and saying, oh, well, nothing changes, or councils don't do things, or whoever. It's us getting involved and think we can change between us all. That's 6:30 on the 16th of July at the Spa Hotel, Saltburn.
And if people want to come and join, sorry about that, by the way, everyone. Typical, nobody ever knocks on the door, and today somebody knocked on the door, so the dog went mad. If they want to come and join, how do they actually, do they have to let you know before? Can they just turn up at the door?
Any which way, really. Yes, they can turn up at the door. It's easier, better for us if we know who's coming, so that we can let the venue know in terms of numbers. You can go on Eventbrite and look at link for drinks at Saltburn, and it'll come up there to actually click on and book a ticket. It's free. You just have your own drinks or something to eat. You can also go to the Link for Growth Durham in North Yorkshire district page. I've actually created the event on there last night and invited lots of people from my own friends list. We've got about half a dozen that have said yes, they've been along on top of the others that have booked in, just from doing that yesterday, as well as a lot of the groundwork that I've put in there, like going out and seeing local businesses, actually chatting to people, just going into shops and saying, can I have a couple of minutes and just tell them what we're doing.
Cool. So what we'll also do for anyone that is listening or watching the recording of this, we'll actually put some links into the event page for you as well, so you can click straight through. So Gerri, if you can let me have those after we've finished on here, and then I'll go over and I'll actually paste them for everybody, so that you don't have to go across and look for them. You can just click the link and go and find them and book yourself on and go and join Gerri for Link for Drinks and have some fun, meet new people, learn together and share lots of things together.
Absolutely.
Okay, so anything else that you want to share with everybody on your very first Link for Growth community TV show?
There are. So I've mentioned that is Wednesday evening. On Tuesday morning, which is the 15th, we have a Middlesbrough event, which is the Gateway Hospital, in the cafe. As you go in there, that's over in Middlehaven in Middlesbrough. That's on from 10 till 12, for anybody wanting to come along to that one. And the Red Car Link for Drinks, that's been running since April, I think end of March, we launched that one. So we're up to sort of 4 months in with almost 5 groups now, so that's quite good progress. 24th of July, again 6:30 start. It's a Thursday evening, and that one's going to be at Turner's Mill now. We previously had it at the park. A few people had could host it at Turner's Mill and moved it up there. So that's on the 24th of July.
Cool. So you've got quite a few things happening, and it was really great when you said there that you've got around 5 events already, and you've only been going for what, 4 months-ish?
That's right. Yeah. But it was quite important when I said I'd do it. And took on. I sort of went from community host to I'll start a group, to then community leader with a couple of groups, to then district leader, and now it's gone to, like you said before, helping other people out, or encouraging people to get involved.
Which I think.
Oh,
sorry, carry on.
I'm heading over to the northwest shortly, just to go and catch up with a lot of people, and I think they'll they'll get it too.
Awesome. So there's lots that you've been doing. There's been lots of work in the background. You've given some great shout outs to people, and you've got all of these events that are coming up next week as well, which is really good, and especially the brand new one. I really love the idea of sitting in the balcony looking out over the river.
The sea.
The sea.
Just a river.
Oh.
Really lovely. The huge long pier. In Redcar we've got a vertical pier that's like a tower, and Saltburn has a horizontal pier that goes right out. Some brilliant pictures actually of somebody else I want to mention, Ian Donald Crockett. And he's from Saltburn, he's a fantastic photographer. I do keep sharing his stuff up to my wall because the area is absolutely, it is gorgeous place to live, but the pictures he comes up with are even quite breathtaking. He does really, really well on those. We'd like more and more people to see them and potentially to buy them.
Brilliant. So what we can also do with that is you have a Google Plus community and a Google Plus page. So as well as sharing those over on your other sites, let's get them up in the community and get them on the Durham and NYorks page as well, and encourage other people. You know, if you're in the community, if you're part of Gerri's local community, please do go over, join the community if you're not already in, and as in when I say join the community, the Google Plus community, because you already live in the physical one, but join the Google Plus community. We'll put a link for that under the TV show as well, and share each other's stuff. You know, it's all about helping each other connect and everything, and we love pictures. So if you're out and about, take some pictures and bring those back to the community and actually share those as well, so that people can see what you're doing and learn about other places, because quite often when somebody lives somewhere, they are the last people to know what's going on around them. It's usually the visitors that find things because they've come and they want to see everything, and when we live somewhere we get a little bit blasé and we don't always notice what is going on in our own community. So do come into the Google Plus communities and actually share things in there. Go and grab your phone, take a few pictures as well of what you've been doing, and that will help other people to feel a little bit more, oh, I could do this, and let's get your community buzzing as well as your community TV.
Absolutely. There are a few people that I said I would give a mention to in terms of charities and local businesses, and I was going to try and do all of this for them and post all of the events and links, but really it's better for us to invite them to come and post them on the page, and then we can share them, all of us share them to each of our wall, be it Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, and really.
Exactly. If they come into the community and share them in the community, they can't actually share on a Google Plus page, but they can share in a community, and then you can pick them up from those communities. Because the communities are public, anybody can then share those images, share that information out to their own networks. And if there's anybody who's listening who's thinking, I would love to do that, but I don't actually know how to use Google Plus, get in touch with me or with Gerri, because we have training. And you can come and join us on Google Plus training so that we can help you to be able to take more participation and be able to actually join in more by really feeling comfortable. So if you're someone who says, I would love to be involved, and maybe you also want to learn how to use Google Plus, that will actually help you get your business recognized more as well. And that's everything that we can do for you. We have Google Plus with Intent, which is a 2.5-hour workshop, sort of an overview and getting used to things, knowing where to go, how to find the communities, how to join in and start posting. And we also have a 6-week Google Plus accelerated learning program where you can really go into depth and really understand the platform, really start to maximize its use, not just for yourself as a person, but as a business, and also to really integrate and really get even more out of the Link for Growth things that we have on there, because there is so much going on for Link for Growth. So if you are interested in finding out more and want that little bit of help, get in touch with myself or Gerri, and we can tell you all about what's coming up on the training side for Google Plus.
Definitely. I think there's so much support within Link for Growth for other people and for other people's businesses. That isn't always the norm in life. People supporting each other and wanting to help each other get on and have better businesses and lifestyles and everything that's one of the reasons I love that it's a really good place to be. It's about what we can give to each other, then what can we take.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because it is about giving. And one of the things that I'm all about and that I love is when you go to give, actually you receive an awful lot more because you open the door to receiving. And we've sort of got into a bit of a nation of being out for ourselves. What's in it for me? How can I get what I need? And that's broken down a lot of the community values that used to be around all the time. I mean, online has sort of spread community, and we now choose our communities in different ways. But if you go with that go to give, which is what Link for Growth is all about, you know, how can we help you? How can we add value for you? How can we connect you to the people you want to be connected with? How can we offer you the training so that you can take the next steps that you want to take and that you can add more value? And that go to give is such a great thing.
Yes, absolutely. And I think anybody that understands where we're coming from, this is probably quite a good time to say that if other people want to be involved, even if it's in areas that we're not there yet, yet being the appropriate word, just to give us, yourself or me, a shout, and we'll help get them started, because it's just a case of putting one foot in front of the other to make those changes and things happen, isn't it?
Exactly. And if there's anybody that would like to actually work with Gerri in her area, maybe you want to help her out at a current event. Maybe you already know about the event, but you haven't sort of thought that there was room, or maybe you didn't realize that actually Gerri is looking to build a really great team. It might not be that you want to host an event, it might not be that you want to be a district leader, but maybe you would like to be there and actually support Gerri at the events, because she can always do with that help. Maybe you live in a little village outside of where events are at the moment, and you think, God, this would be great if we had this here. Just talk to Gerri, because this is all about spreading the word. This is about how much you would like to be involved. And if you want to be involved more, if you really like the vision and you'd like to be part of Gerri's team, then just let her know, because she can find plenty for you to do.
Certainly can. I did set an intention a few weeks ago, and I said to Chris, I'd like 70 groups within the year. And he said 17. Oh, 17. And then that's when this has started taking off, that more and more people are stepping up and getting involved and saying, yeah, I want to do that. It's really
cool. That is a great intention. 70 groups in your area in a year.
Which will be the norm now, rather than just, yeah. Which
cool.
it'll happen. It'll happen now because the right people are already showing up, and it's only been maybe 3 weeks. So there's another 6 groups planned there now already spoken of. So.
Brilliant. So Redcar is really, and well, I say Redcar because I know you talk about Redcar a lot, but Durham and North Yorkshire are really growing and building, and everybody is welcome to come along to the events. Everybody is welcome to help out at the events. Whatever works for you is where you are welcome. You know, there is nobody will be there telling you you have to do this, you have to do that. And one of the important things to know about these events is this is not an event where you're going to go along and be expected to stand up and do a 60-second pitch of your business. This is all about connecting with each other and talking to each other, getting to know each other, sharing information, learning with each other, and actually helping each other to build that community, which in turn will help you to build your business as well.
Right. There are a couple of other things I wanted to mention, if that's all right. 10. Right. I've spoken to Nick Murray, who is from Mind. Spent a bit of time chatting to him a few weeks ago, and he's been away on holiday recently. He works for Mind the charity. They have a cafe down the town. Really, really affordable. Really easy place to get to. Speaking of which, we've got markets on Friday and Sunday now that people can pop along to. This is just around the corner from where the market is. I've mentioned to him we're starting Link for Growth Youth, which my brother has said he'll get involved with. It's Riddiough. Also Power In. She does some work at Sushanna's Angels, the shop downtown. And David Dixon, who works at the local college. So we're looking to get 16 to 25-year-olds together and start making some changes to help them enhance their own and each other's lives, alongside a lot of businesses or charities that are in the local area and help promote them. And that's something Alex Murray's been organising down in Watford. And we're basically wanting to replicate that, do exactly the same as he's doing down there, up here. So there will be plans coming for an event in the Mind Cafe for 16 to 25-year-olds. It'll be on its way. Nick's going to the event at Saltburn on Wednesday. So that'll be a chance for me to sit down and chat to him and look to move that forward and see where we go from here on that one.
That's really exciting, and I love that you've mentioned the link for youth, because I know one of the projects that I believe it is starting in September that is happening down in Alex Murray's area, which is, and I've forgotten how, southwest. It's Watford area.
Isn't it? Southwest Heart?
Yeah, that's it. Southwest Heart. There's too many going on, but down in Southwest Heart, Alex is working with a local college, and what they're doing is the college kids are actually, as part of their course, they will be going out into the community and linking up with businesses and charities and helping them to take their online presence to the next stage. They will be building their Google Plus pages for them and helping them with their business, which is a two-way thing, because it's helping the kids to really integrate with local businesses, which normally they don't get the opportunity to do. It's helping local businesses get to know the kids, and I say kids, that's just my terminology because I have two of them, and it's building that community, but the kids are getting the experience from the business side that they don't have the knowledge or skills of, but the businesses are also able to tap into the young people's heads, into their ideas, and to get more help to build their online presence, because a lot of businesses don't have the time or the skills to actually do that. So it's like a win-win-win for absolutely everybody. It's really building the connection between teenagers and businesses out there in the community, and I think it's great that we've got that happening that kicks off in September, and Gerri's now going to be kicking off the L4G youth up in her area, so we're already starting to spread that across the country, and we're going to see more and more of that happening as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex has got the south, and I'm heading that up in the north. Just pulling the right people together to do, to get that moving. Yeah.
Brilliant.
In each of the areas too.
Excellent stuff. So, anything else you'd like to share before we finish for your very first show?
There's a couple of things. The Hookins appeal. Don't know a huge amount about it, and I need to set some time aside to speak to Dell Hookins. She's recently been to America, but for very, very different reasons than I suppose I went for. She's got Lyme disease, and it comes from ticks, as in the little insecty ticks. Really quite nasty disease. And I wanted to help to do something to raise their profile for the Hookins appeal. They've got pages on Facebook. I'll be speaking to Adele to see what they've got, what events they've got planned in terms of fundraising and things like that, and see how we can support them. Potentially do more with them really for that. So that's something. People can just have a look at the Hookins appeal on Facebook and like that, just as purely as a starting point, and we'll see where we go from there. So let's give a little mention to the Lifeboat Museum, which is down the town. It's home to the oldest lifeboat in Europe these days. One of only, so I think it was 32 that were made originally. So if I remember rightly, from Beach and Oak. I just popped in there one day because I've never been, and I've lived in Redcar the majority of my life. Was in East Cleveland before that, in Groton. And that was really, really good. It's only a little place, and it's free to get in. That's where I met Billy, who's then the Billy Mac guy that's going off and setting up new events for me in this area too. So one of the things I'd like to do is a roving reporter. Probably probably myself and Naomi Broad, and go back into there and we'll run some, just a little bit of footage to show people what it's about, hopefully get them some more footfall, people come to see what we've got, because it is very interesting. If anyone who knows me, they know I go to the Plimsoll line a lot, which is a Wetherspoons pub. But it's got even things like that. It explains the Plimsoll line that's on the side of chips and such like. So there's a lot of things some things that we take for granted, like going to the Plimsoll line pub. There's a wealth of information out there as to what it really, truly relates to, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense, and I think it's great. And I think it's great that you're getting out and about so much, and that you have so many ideas for other TV channels and for your roving reporters and things like that. That's really going to expand not just the local area, but the community. It's going to get more people involved and just take things to the next level.
Absolutely, it's very, very much what else is possible. Where can we do the TV from? Just to keep people's attention and imagination going, really, see what we can achieve. And every time I think, oh, I don't know if that would work, I push myself to try and see if I can do it anyway. And 99 times out of 100, I get the result I want. I get an odd no, which always leaves me absolutely dumbfounded because I didn't expect it. You can't say no to me. I see where this is going, you don't. Yeah.
Oh dear.
A couple of other things. Carly, I mentioned earlier, Carly Bamford. She runs the Juice Plus business. There's a few other people who set up with this. I don't know a huge amount about it, but I know pretty much everyone that I've spoken to that's gotten involved with it has said they feel absolutely fantastic for it. So I'll go with it and give it a try myself. She's got 2 groups that she's speaking at, Colbingham in Middlesbrough and one in Darlington as well, coming this month. She literally sent the flyers through to me before I was on here, so I've kind of gone, right, see where they're at. But I will post those up on, or I'll get her to, on the link for both Durham and North Yorkshire pages, on Facebook and on Google. You can put some stuff on Twitter as well. One other thing I wanted to mention is Friends of Redcar, or Fred Redcar. Again, you can find them on Facebook and on Google+. They're doing a litter pick on Sunday. They do these every so often because you do some absolute crap on the beach. It's not very well looked after a lot of the time. Another example, I should have said this beginning where I've been this week. After we've been taking these flyers out and things around Saltburn and Gisborough, I was with Naomi and her 2 children, and so it was like, we've got all these jobs to go back to do. We needed to come back to my house and things that we just needed to sort out and clean up and do things. And so we didn't. We went up and ran on the sand dunes instead and just had a bit of fun up there, just sort of did something that made us laugh instead of something that we were thinking, oh. And then we came back and got the jobs done. But there was glass everywhere. Can only think it's when people take, I'm sure some of it will get washed up from the actual sea, presumably. But it must just be from people taking bottles down and drinking and then not taking them away with them. And it's just such a shame to be walking out on the beach with no shoes on, but be having to watch absolutely every single step that you take and watching kids doing as well, because they're not always fully aware to look out for it, even though we have said look out for the glass. That's something that's really quite important to the area. It's on from 10 till 12. Again, we've got posters we can share online for anybody who would come along and get involved in that Sunday morning.
That sounds really good, and it's a really worthwhile cause, and it helps everybody in the community, you know, because if there's glass all over the place or rubbish, it really doesn't make a pleasant environment for you to go and enjoy. So why not give a hand, run along? You'll have lots of fun doing things like that as well, and really start to meet other people at the same time.
Fun people, yeah. That's right. And a lot of these things that I would have turned my nose up at previously, I've not hold my hands up to that and say, what do I want to do that for? But when I realise it's for the benefit of all of us in the area, and like you say, it's getting to know new people that you might not have met yet, that've got really good intentions in life too, because that's why they've turned up to join in.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, are we through your list, or have we still
I think
got
we
more?
are, considering I sat down and said, I haven't really got this. I know what we'll do when I get to 70 group.
Oh, then you'll have a lot more TV shows, so that's not a problem. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed it, Gerri. Have you enjoyed your first TV show?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And you're coming back again next week to give everybody even more hints and tips and ideas. Tell them where you've been, tell them what's going on and how they can get involved as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get some photographs from the events that are on this week. We'll put some pictures up next week. Along with some of the flyers for different events for other people's businesses as well that are going on.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to say a really big thank you and a great shout out to Gerri for coming on and running her very first community TV. There'll be lots more coming, and we will see you next week.